All right, here we go with one of the more ancient monuments in history, something, of course, that is on one of the most cherished pieces of real estate in the world, also one of the most disputed pieces of real estate in the world, Jerusalem, and of course, I'm talking about the Temple of Solomon. So I just want to do a brief lecture again. I have many long lectures on the ancient Hebrews and some material there you can find when you subscribe to my channel. But this one is just a little bit on the Temple of Solomon and the story around it. It's pretty cool. Now, this is an image of the Temple of Solomon. Do we know what it actually looked like? And the answer is no. We know it's not around today, and that's part of the story I want to share with you. So let me show you the first image regarding the story of the Temple of Solomon. So this is a model, obviously, and what you see in the center of the model is the location of where the Temple of Solomon is believed to have been stood in Jerusalem. This big wall around it is what I really want to focus on. This big wall around it is, the wall that surrounded the temple. Now, the story is this. There was a Solomon's temple. This first temple that was built around the 900s BC period, that temple was destroyed. It will be destroyed by the Babylonians. After that first temple was destroyed, the Jewish people will rebuild that temple, and then the second temple will be destroyed many years later by the Romans. Once that second temple is destroyed, the only thing left today is this outer wall that protected the temple, the outer wall area here. Well, that outer wall area, that wall is still there. And there's a name to this outer wall that many people have heard of before. It is often referred to as the Wailing Wall. It's also sometimes known as the Kotel, the Wailing Wall, the Western Wall, has a couple different names. And this is one of the most holiest sites for Jewish people. You don't need to be Jewish to go to the Wailing Wall. Anybody can go there of any religion, any denomination. It's a place that's open to anybody go and visit. And so this is the Wailing Wall that you can go and visit. You can see it's not that large. You can see people there and you can see the size of it. But the part of the Wailing Wall that you could actually physically see when you go to Jerusalem is not the entire Wailing Wall. So let me kind of tell the rest of the story of the Wailing Wall and where it actually is and how you could see much more of it. This part's really cool. So here's our model again. So the part of the Wailing Wall that I just showed you in the previous slide, it's just that little area there on the right, that little area. The rest of the Wailing Wall has been built on or near by more quote unquote modern buildings. Now, when I say modern buildings, some of these buildings are, centuries and centuries old, but they're modern compared to the Wailing Wall or the Western Wall. And so what had happened is those other civilizations, because other civilizations will go and they'll occupy Jerusalem and the Holy Land. Of course, this is the land of the indigenous Jewish people, but other civilizations have been there. Many other civilizations have been there. And so they've built up against it. And so over about the last 50, 60, 70, 80 years, archaeologists have carefully excavated between these more modern buildings and the ancient Wailing Wall. And if you go to Jerusalem today, one of the fun things you could do actually is take a little tour and walk through and see the rest of the ancient Wailing Wall. It's really neat, something very nice to do. I've actually done it, and this is what it looks like. So you go in and you could kind of start walking through, and at a moment you kind of realize, what you're standing to, just amazing history that's just thousands of years old. And so, this is all pretty cool. So Solomon's temple is gone. And, one of the other things is, what was Solomon's temple for? The whole Solomon's temple was built initially as a place of worship, but also to house the Ark of the Covenant, the Ten Commandments. And so when the first Solomon temple was destroyed, the story is that that was also lost at the same time. So, there's actually a point as you walk through the Wailing Wall where you get to the closest point to where people believe the Ark of the Covenant once stood. And if you need more information on this, you can watch my lectures or just watch the first Indiana Jones movie. If you've never seen that first Indiana Jones movie, it's all about the Ark of the Covenant and all of that fun stuff. So what's there today? If Solomon's temple's gone, the Western Wall is still there. What's where the temple was? Well, let me show you. This monument that you see on the left, what is sometimes called the Dome of the Rock. Now, this is where things get sometimes pretty intense, because this Dome of the Rock is going to be built centuries and centuries later, around the 600s AD, right, when the rise of Islam takes place. It's an Islamic monument. And so for Muslims, this is a holy site. But of course, this was built right on top of where Solomon's temple once stood. So you could kind of imagine this can create a little bit of tension between the different cultures and people, because, you know, you've got this ancient Jewish monument that's been destroyed twice, and then centuries later, another civilization builds their monument right on top of it. And in fact, if you follow the politics in the area, very often this unfortunately has led to violence and conflicts and so forth, which again I explain in a lot more detail in my longer lectures. But that's kind of the little story of Solomon's Temple, the Wailing Wall, what's there today. If you want a lot more information, again, just please subscribe to my channel, and you can learn a lot more as you look at some of my lectures that would be more in the Middle East History 165 Middle East playlist. But sometimes I want to do these short lectures as well that people are like, oh, that's kind of cool. I didn't know all that. So anyways, I hope you found that interesting, and that's it. Have a great day. Thank you.